Imagine this. You're at an exclusive Beverly Hills party. Champagne's flowing, Ferrari's outside. And across the room, a sharply dressed man introduces himself with a charming French accent. Bonjour, I'm Christophe Rockefeller, heir to the legendary Rockefeller fortune, film investor, art collector, a man with friends in the White House and deals in Monaco. People rush to shake his hand. Someone asks if he's really working on a movie with Jean-Claude Van Damme. He smiles, says nothing, sips his drink. And just like that, they're hooked. But before we dive deeper into this unbelievable story, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that like button. It helps us bring you more jaw-dropping true crime and scam stories just like this one. Now let's go back to where it all began. Christophe was born in 1967 in a small town in Normandy, France, far from Hollywood mansions and designer suits. His childhood was bleak. Abandoned by his parents, shuffled between foster homes, and by his teenage years he was already stealing and faking identities. But he didn't just steal money, he stole personas. He realized early on, if you looked rich, dressed rich, and talked rich, people would never question you. So he became whoever people wanted to believe. In the 1990s, he moved to the US, and that's where the real game began. One week he was Christopher de Laurentiis, nephew of a Hollywood producer. The next he was Prince de Galitzine, a European aristocrat. But his favorite mask? Christopher Rockefeller. Armed with fake passports, forged bank statements, and a tailored suit, he slipped into elite circles with ease. He checked into five-star hotels with no credit card. He dated models and actresses. He convinced investors to pour hundreds of thousands into fake deals, all with one secret weapon: confidence. He never flinched, never hesitated. He walked through the doors of power like he belonged there, and everyone believed he did. In Los Angeles, he mingled with celebrities. He charmed Jean-Claude Van Damme, pitched film projects, and promised funding from imaginary offshore accounts. He'd show people a fake check for $100 million, casually fold it up, and never cash it, just to prove he didn't need the money. But of course he did. Behind the scenes, he was borrowing, stealing, and vanishing, again and again. Eventually, his web of lies started to crack. In 2001, Rocancourt was arrested in Canada. Authorities linked him to dozens of scams across multiple countries. The FBI and Interpol had been tracking him for years. He was extradited to the US, where he faced charges of fraud, identity theft, and forgery. He served nearly 5 years in prison and was ordered to repay hundreds of thousands of dollars to victims. But even in prison, he was proud of what he'd done. He called himself a gentleman thief. He told reporters he never scammed the poor, only the greedy. And once released, he cashed in again, this time by writing a book about his crimes. You'd think prison would have changed him, but Rocancourt couldn't stay away from the game. After returning to France, he was again involved in a corruption scandal, this time with police officers and luxury property fraud. It seemed the thrill of pretending, of becoming someone else, was more addictive than the money itself. So what made Rocancourt so dangerous? He didn't use violence, he didn't hack computers, he didn't need weapons, just a smile. And the right name. He understood something fundamental about human nature. People want to believe. They want to believe in wealth, in connections, in power. They want to believe that they too are part of something exclusive. And Rocancourt sold them that fantasy. For a price. Today he lives a quieter life, or so he claims. But the legend of Christophe Rocancourt lives on. A man who proved that sometimes all it takes to fool the world is a good suit and a great story. We'll see you in the next unbelievable story.